So one of the things I was trying to highlight is that hatred goes a long way. And when you see the condition of my feet being what they are, this is from decades of living in the street and not having proper socks, not having proper shoes. The miscoloration of the nails and the misgrowth can show dietary problems. The skew of the feet, the bottom of the soles, or the tips or the shape of the toes, or sort of angled out like that, with that shape. Right. See how they're like angled, like this one in particular, and skewed. You know, like I said, never having proper shoes or foot alignment and all of these things. So these are things that women hate. A lot of women hate, even to see the nails. And if they see the nails of a man, and then they can see like dirt underneath like that, dirt underneath the nails. Some women can't stand that out. Women, they really detest men like that come around them with dirt under their nails and all that kind of stuff. Then the next part goes the teeth. That's why they look at your shoes, because instinctively women are analyzing your health. Yeah, when they look at your shoes, they, in a sort of instinctive manner, they really want to look at your feet. Yeah, they want to look at the condition of your feet. So it's now about 7:30 in the morning here in Scandinavia. The sisters, the missionaries of charity, the acolytes and disciples of Mother Teresa don't open till like 9:30 for the breakfast. And I've been instructed to meet with the Mother Superior, of the order here, to try to analyze my financial situation, but there's also psychological considerations. And when I talk about Muslims coordinating with non-Muslims, these are like secular type Muslims that you would see in a fictional show like NCIS or SBI agents or Quantico, whose name would be like Nafisa or Adira or something, but they really don't like radical Islam, or they don't even like Salafist Islam, these type of characters, and they exist in real life, and they have access to national security rooms of the Western world, of maybe MI5, MI6 building on the Vauxhall River in London. They have access to that and have access. Really secular, James Bond type Muslims. And what it is, when there's a sexual aspect like myself, a sort of a lewdness, like I have a lewdness that was kind of like a Huma Abedin's husband. What is his name? Weiner, Anthony Weiner, and that was caught out by the private agencies. See, he was a public servant, so it's different, and he still has respect, being of Semitic ancestry, Jewish ancestry, has some degree of respect, but somehow it's interlinked with what I have been through with the Singapore thing, being expulsed in October 2009. So these type of people that were already anti-Salafist or anti-Sunnist, which in our thing, even though I was bad, I was behaving like a shaitan. But when they use the word shaitan, it has a ghastly metaphysical connotation, like the haunted house, the ghost, the specter of the haunted house that's unseen, or like the movie The Entity that grabs you and rapes and all of that kind of stuff, really spooky, ugla, kind of stuff like in Bahasa and Malayu, monster, scary culture. But shayateen is not used as a misnomer to insult our jinn brothers and sisters. You are not to insult the jinn. Shayateen comprises of both jinn. It is a comprehensive word. It comprises of both jinn and ins. That's why they say shayateen or shaitan, and people get scared down to the bone of goosebumps or chills because they think of the jinn, of which the iblis, which the la'ana, I can't do it in here because it's the toilet, because it mentioned His Majesty's name. The la'natul and the last word I can't, but the iblis, la'natul, and the of him is of the jinn. He's the most senior of the jinn that was Muslims and pious and extremely knowledgeable. The iblis, extremely knowledgeable. Yeah, extremely, even into multiple aspects and facets of submission in Islam. Extremely knowledgeable, man. He is an alim. He's a scholar. But the dangerous part is some Sufism schools of thoughts and some fire worshiping, which they have in Iraq, have a respect for the Iblis. And see, the reason why, no, I'm not saying the reason, I'm not going to justify killing them, but why some of the extreme lunatic schools of thought and Al Qaeda and ISIS attack and slaughter them because they believe these people adhere to, as well as the frivolity that they adhere to and admire the Iblis, the devil. We call the shaitan, the shaitan. When you say a shaitan, it could be any of the plural of the jinn or shayateen and ins. That's why they say shayateen and ins. Ins means insan, human beings. Meaning a person that is inherently deceptive or consciously maliciously evil and wants to do harm to others and plots it and connives it and contrives it. This is called shaitan. This is called shayateen. Not like these animals. They're pure. They're pure birds and all that. Very pure. Very pure. Very pure. Pure intention. Creatures. But these but people are like shayateen and jinn and shayateen and ins. And but the thing is, that being said, it is misconstrued the word shaitan. So people, when they say, "Oh, who are shaitan?" Oh, the hitan, the man, orang shaitan. It's orang shaitan. Like that, meaning he's like the devil, and they evoke the spectral images, but it's not. It's just purely vicious behavior. So to those brothers who work for the mukhabarat and ikhbarat of different countries, and then they beat and they torture and they rape people, and then they come out and they kiss their families, they kiss their nephews, they kiss their nieces, they kiss their grandchildren, they should think and repent of that behavior and stop doing that and be a voice within the intelligence agencies not to behave like that, man. And not to witness and then cry when they see somebody who really hates another person beating somebody to a pulp, and they turn and they cry and they whimper because that person is a superior or their superior's order like that. They should try to change them, change the superior or try, I don't want to say revolt, but try to, like an Arab Spring, to stop that process of torturing people, man. This is very, very bad. So this was an extended operation against me with those types that are secular, like the Nafisa and the Hadiyya, and others who are secular type Muslim women and men who go in and say, yep. But those secular types always felt a disdain for the Afro-American converts anyway, or the Negro caste that would be in the Comptons or in the Crenshaw areas and all that. They really want nothing to do with those people. Yeah, meaning our ethnic group. They really don't. So they've never had a respect for American Muslims and had sort of a pseudo-disgust. And these are people that had this pseudo-disgust. These are people that are brownish in complexion, that are coming from the South Asian continent, like ancestry of Bangladesh, India, Pakistan. Yeah, and stuff like that, and others, Nepal and all that. Yeah, a real disdain for their fellow converts, co-religionists, Muslims of Afro ethnicity. Yeah, and you won't know that because of what it is. They know that that's not allowed in Islam. That is explicitly not allowed in Islam. So I passed some time because it's a dry heat coming out of here, so my feet have been able to dry. So now I can put on the socks. And if I were to pass wind or have to go to the bathroom again, and I put on the socks, I just could do a mess up, wipe right over the socks. See, talking in the bathroom is considered an insane thing that you must be possessed with the jinn, the spectral thing, because you talk to yourself. But the thing is, the way I live my life, I do these recordings because I have no one to talk to on a conversational, daily, transactional or interaction basis. Nobody to speak to. Nobody to have a morning conversation within my own domicile, in home, in conversation with other children and things like that, keeping my voice busy. And that way, that makes you a more, not reticent, but a more, not somber even, a more sedate person with your speech. You don't become loquacious when you have children to clean up and to yell at and things like that. You're not loquacious. And people around you at home, and television going and all that. Television keeps your mouth quiet a lot when you have access to a nice TV and entertainment. Yeah, a lot. So you tend to be sedate, all that stuff, and you tends to be spent. But you don't have any of that, so so this is why I do all of this talking.